If you're having problems with your septic system and you're tired of spending so much money each year to have it pumped, then SeptiClean is the answer for you. SeptiClean is an advanced specially formulated blend of bacteria used in the treatment of home and commercial septic systems. The breakdown of waste in your system relies on biological activity of naturally occurring bacteria. SeptiClean restores the natural biological process in your septic system and boosts the existing biological activity. SeptiClean is completely safe on all plumbing and can help prevent expensive emergencies in pumping. SeptiClean has approximately 6 to 100 times the bacteria count of other leading off-the-shelf brands in a 1-year supply. SeptiClean comes in a water-soluble pack, which you flush down the toilet once a month with no mess or stress. Save time, money, and maintenance on your septic system. Find SeptiClean at Emporium True Value Hardware on Main Street in Sag Harbor or visit micro-tab.com. That's micro-tabb.com. Micro-tabb.com.
A man that actually predicted this result fairly early on is not only a longtime supporter of Donald Trump, but a longtime friend for over 40 years. He also happens to be the owner of this radio network and even the man that came up with the name of this show. I'm talking, of course, about John Catsimatidis, who also is a talk show host in his own right, is the co-host of Cats and Cosby and of the Cats Roundtable on Sunday mornings. John, give me your reaction to Trump winning again.
I am so happy. I think God helped us save America because we were on the wrong track. And a 5 o'clock show every night at 6 o'clock before we signed off, we asked for God's help. And let me tell you something. We won the presidency. We won the Senate. Let's see if we can win the trifecta and win the Congress, too, because if we don't win the Congress, some of those investigations that we're investigating with foreign money infiltrating America, those investigations go away. So hopefully we'll win the Congress, too. It makes a big difference. We have to clean up our backyard. I mean, inviting murderers in, inviting criminals in to the United States of America. These people have crossed the line, and I said maybe somebody is guilty of treason. How can you allow murderers and criminals to enter the United States to prey on the American people? I think the American people were angry. So no matter what the Democratic Party did to try to stop this wave by President Trump, it didn't work. There was too many angry Americans, Frank.
You know, John, one of the issues that the Democrats really tried to use in this election, apparently unsuccessfully, was the issue of reproductive rights, specifically abortion. They were hoping that would be a motivating issue. If it is indeed a Republican Senate and a Republican House, we have a lot of listeners across the country, some may be women or people that are concerned about abortion rights. Is there anything that you can say to reassure them that Donald Trump is not going to throw somebody in jail who tries to perform an abortion or something along those lines?
President Trump listens to me once in a while, and my advice to President Trump, leave it alone. You know, when I ran for mayor as a Republican in New York City in 2013, I said it's up to the woman, up to her doctor, up to her family. You can't enter people's bedroom and make rules. And that's my personal opinion. And I'll use every influence I have with the Senate, with the Congress, and tell them, leave it alone. Let the families decide on their own.
John, a lot of people had a lot of different reasons for voting for President Trump. For some people, it was the economy. For some people, it was inflation. For some people, it was foreign policy. For some people, it was energy. For some people, it was not wanting women in sports or not wanting men in women's sports or something along those lines. What do you think the starkest difference is going to be in a Trump presidency now versus a hypothetical Harris presidency?
We're going to save America. We're going to seal the borders. And my advice to President Trump, You can't deport 20 million people. My advice to President Trump, and I think he heeded it, that let's get rid of the criminals. Let's get rid of the criminals first, and we'll address everything else later.
If you were to pick, John, the biggest mistake that Kamala Harris made in this campaign, what would you say it was?
She didn't have a clue. Frank, I have nothing against the lady. I have nothing, zero. Oh, would I hire her to run WABC? Would I hire her to run my supermarket company? Would I hire her to run our real estate company? Absolutely not. She doesn't have, I'm sure she's a very nice lady in her own right. I have nothing against her, but she is not capable of running a company. And the biggest company in the world is the United States government.
John, we're seeing now Mark Cuban issuing a statement that says Trump won the presidential election fair and square. He also congratulated Elon Musk. No sense of being a sore loser or anything like that, which is pretty refreshing. The thing that I was pretty concerned about was that whatever side lost, they wouldn't accept the result. They'd be out in the streets rioting or filing lawsuits or, having a reenactment of January 6th or something along those lines. Do you think what we're seeing from Mark Cuban is an indication that maybe we won't see any of that? Maybe that fears of sore losers, for lack of a better expression, will be unfounded. Do you think the country's going to accept this?
I think the country will accept it. I think there's a lot of common sense Democrats, My other advice to President Trump and our get-togethers was, let's stop the Republicans from saying bad things about Democrats. You want the support of common sense Democrats, common sense independents, and let's put the country together.
John, you've got a lot of business in Pennsylvania. I heard your interviews with the former Attorney General of Pennsylvania, Mr. Priet, and I know you spent a lot of time in Pennsylvania. Were you surprised that Pennsylvania went for Trump, or did you see that coming the whole way?
I never saw it coming. I thought I was very nervous about Pennsylvania. Why was I nervous about Pennsylvania? There's been a lot of shenanigans in Pennsylvania. I mean, the joke we tell at 5 o'clock in our 5 o'clock show, and you've heard it before. If there's short ballots anyplace, they call Philadelphia for extra ballots. I mean, it's a joke, but it's more true than not.
Lastly,
and I think, Frank, what we have to do is clean up so every American person believes in one citizen, one vote. And the other thing we said, that it has to be maybe a mandatory jail sentence for ballot, for voter fraud. Mandatory jail sentence. You know why jail sentence? Because if you charge a $10,000 fine, somebody else is going to pay it. Mm-hmm. Nobody's ever going to go to jail. And the only way we put a stop to it is mandatory jail sentence, because they are cheating every American person by cheating in the voting stand.
Lastly, John, and I know you've had a long day as well. You've been on the air more hours than I think I've been awake today. You are also pretty friendly with Eric Adams. He's a regular on your radio shows. President Trump repeatedly at the Al Smith dinner, which I know you attended, and at his rally at Madison Square Garden, went out of his way to kind of give a shout out to Eric Adams, saying, I don't like what they, meaning the Department of Justice, is doing to you, and saying you're going to win in the end. What does your gut tell you, John, about whether or not Trump pulls the plug on those criminal indictments of Eric Adams? What do you think?
I don't know what Eric Adams did. I don't think anybody knows right now. If it's minor league stuff, then I'm sure Trump will do the right thing. They had made Trump suffer a great deal. They had cases going on in Florida, Georgia, Washington, D.C., New York. I mean, this was all orchestrated. It was all orchestrated by the people in Washington. I think it was obvious. And when Eric Adams decided to go to Washington to meet with the other 6 black mayors. As his airplane is taking off, they're raiding his office. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't pass the smell test. Donald Trump realizes it doesn't pass the smell test. Now, at the Al Smith dinner, Mike Bloomberg was so mad because they never liked each other, so mad at Donald Trump that Mike Bloomberg last week gave another $50 million to Harris.
I would have a lot better use of $50 million, I'll say. John Catsimatidis.
It takes them over 2-3 days to make it.
Yeah, exactly. John Catsimatidis, congratulations. I know you worked as hard on this race as you have any presidential race, really probably since Bill Clinton. So congratulations to you. Thanks for the opportunity to do this show, and thanks for all the great coverage.
Well, God bless America. God is on our side, and I'm glad we all worked hard to make a difference and to save America. And I want to thank all our listeners for listening. And I have tears in my eyes that we helped, WABC helped make a difference to save America.
John Catsimatidis, you can hear him regularly on Cats and Cosby and on Sunday mornings on the nationally syndicated Cats Roundtable.